Right, we're at Ferryhill Fish and Chips.
Oh, na, 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 it's the Chippy Tour.
I used to cycle on my bike through here when I was doing an apprenticeship in Eccles. And I used to go down on the main road all the way from Warrington to Eccles and back every day, rain or shine. That was an apprenticeship as a butcher's at John Callahan's, I think it was at the time. Opposite the Star, if I remember rightly. Walking into the shop, really well set out. Love all the little signs that are hanging from everything. You can tell that they have a real pride in their food and the business. I think it's been going since about 2013, and the owner has about 30 years history in the fish and chip industry, and they have a lot of vegan options and vegetarian options and gluten-free options, so I'm sure they can accommodate any tastes. Very friendly staff, very. So let's get stuck into some of this food. Right, what we've got here is pea fritters, and this is a portion of pea fritters, and you get 2 in that portion. Always a sucker, pea fritters, and they're minted. Look at that. If you haven't had a pea fritter, you're going to have to get yourself one. You really are, or 2, or every time you see them. You can taste the mint in this, and it just say minted pea fritters. So, you know, there's not just a little bit of mint in there. There's quite a bit, and it's really nice. Batter is lovely and crispy, and they're made in-house, as most pea fritters are. So let's see if you can get another look in that in the sunlight. Absolutely fabulous, really are. We've got all kinds of stuff here, and it all looked really good. What we've got here is their homemade fish cake, in-house, as I like to call it. Yeah, that is really tasty. It's moist, and yet the batter holds it all together, just like it was doing with the pea fritters. Herbs in there, the fish in there, put together so well. Well, that's delicious. I'm tempted not to save my wife the other half. Right, so what we've got here is we've got the mushy peas, and I'm just going to check my consistency. You know, I like it thick. That'll do. You know what, them peas remind me of a pea and ham soup. You know, some mushy peas are they're quite bland, but there's something about those peas. Yeah, really nice. And we've got their curry, and it's their spicy curry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dip a little bit of these large spring rolls. Now, it's not like a chop suey roll, isn't it? You know what? That is a great combination. Let's have a little look inside there. Yeah, everything you need in a nice spring roll. We've got some sweet potato fries, and you can actually ask for some salt and pepper seasoning on any of the foods you want. They just get the shaker on it and put it on, which is what we've done with this, rather than just salt. And as you know, sweet potato fries are quite hard to make. You try to make them at home, and they are hard. They don't always go crispy, and if they do, they usually burn. But these, absolutely spot on. A delicious sweetness, and that salt and pepper really makes a difference. Sweet potato fries. Pinch another one. We've got the Haddock and chips. There's some scraps being thrown on top of that as well, which is perfect. You can feel the crispiness of it. You know, that's a lovely light batter. Yeah, the chips are nice. I'd like them a little bit lighter in colour, but taste great. They're holding just a little bit of the oil. Back to some of this haddock. I'm going to move some of this fish out of the way. I'm going to pour the peas in this corner here. And get the curry on the other side down there and a bit on the fish. That'll do it. I'm all set for eating this in the cab. My wife, I think, is going to polish off everything else. and that'll do me. In fact, we only have one meal a day, so we do make the most of it. And then we fast for the rest of the time until a similar time tomorrow. And we have a black coffee maybe later. Oh, actually, it's Saturday. I get my whiskies. Yeah, it's back to the computer. We'll look at some reviews. A low one, somewhere in the middle, a high one. I like mine, you know the score. So, see you there. Let's get straight into some reviews. Ferryhill Fish and Chips, 50 Ferryhill Road, Irlam, Manchester. 4.6 for 328 reviews. So that's good going. 1 star. Bought pudding and chips. The pudding was okay. The chips looked like they were warmed up from dinner. Worst chips I've ever tasted. Threw most of them away. 3 star. They cook fish and chips. They cook fish and chips. I don't know whether there's some sarcasm in there. I'll go with the sarcasm. But yeah, I mean, totally pointless. And a 3. I mean, come on. 5 star. Lovely fish and chips, a clean, well-organised shop, and the girl serving was super friendly too. We'll be making this our regular on the back of this experience. Big smiley face. Mine, 4 star. Upon arriving at the shop, I found plenty of parking available, and the exterior was well presented. Inside, I was impressed with the design. It was spacious, featuring several decorative menu boards showcasing a wide variety of food choices. The shop was clean and tidy, and the service was excellent. The young lady assisting was friendly and welcoming, offering plenty of smiles. The owner, or at least whom I assume to be the owner, was helpful and clearly passionate about the business. The large haddock was fresh and tasty, encased in a light crispy batter. The chips, though slightly darker and a little limp and holding some oil, were still delicious. The minted pea fritters were exceptionally tasty, with a perfect consistency wrapped in that same light crispy batter. I mean, I highly recommend you hunt those pea fritters down. I've had a lot of people mention to me, pea fritters, I've never heard of them, or it's been years since I've had a pea fritter, or hunt them down. Look for a chippy that's selling pea fritters, because I think more and more are as well these days. And not just because I've been putting videos up, and a lot of the chippies I have reviewed have got pea fritters, but I think it's just one of those things. But the mint that they put in there, it wasn't overpowering at all. There was plenty of it, and I don't know how it was. I don't know whether it was mint leaves chopped fine or some sort of like mint from a jar. I couldn't make it out. I really couldn't. But it was quite strong, but not overpowering, like I say. And that's why I tell this a must try, because you've got to try to find that. If you're anywhere near that, go and grab some of them pea fritters. The in-house fish cake was equally enjoyable, flavourful, with a satisfying crunch. The spicy curry sauce had a mild but pleasant kick, and the mushy peas, while slightly fluid, were very tasty. The large spring rolls were cooked to perfection, crispy on the outside and well-cooked vegetables inside, avoiding any oily or soggy centre. You know what it's like when sometimes you get a hold of one of those, maybe a chop suey roll or the spring rolls, and the oil or the liquid from the vegetables comes out of it. That's the only spoiler for me with spring rolls. Some people like that. Each to their own, I guess. But these weren't like that. Everything was cooked spot on. The sweet potato fries were also cooked well, and I appreciated the option to have a sprinkle of salt and pepper seasoning added, which I did for an extra touch of flavour. Prices were reasonable. Yeah, you can ask for a shake of salt and pepper seasoning on your chips or whatever it is you might have asked for, your fish, and they'll just do that for you, no problem at all. I think it's 50p, and they put a load on. Or you can just tell them how much you want on, and I think it's still 50p. So, cooking in, palm oil, hygiene rating, 4, card or cash, fish reviewed, Haddock. See you on the next one.
Oh, na na na, nice, the Chippy Tour. Cruising the coast, can't ignore. With every bite, I'm loving it more. Saving the chippies, that's what I'm for. Yo, I hit the road, got salt in my veins. From London to Scotland, through sunshine and rain. Fish and chips in my hand, it's a noble quest. Supporting the classics, yeah, I'm doing my best. Met a bloke in Troon with a tempura squid. A castle in Wales where I had my bid. From mushy piece of battered Mars bar. A culinary Johnny, I'm a food rock star. I'm the Chippy Tour. Taste